Hello, I am so glad you're here. Today, I'm going to be sharing how to finally put a stop to painful sex for good, and you can get started at home today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Christy Thozer. I'm a menopause and sexual health specialist PA and clinician here at Corla Health. I've spent years helping people just like you find relief, and I'm thrilled to be here today to share what I have learned. When I first started working in OBGYN, I was shocked at how many people were silently suffering with painful sex. Many had been dealing with it for years, and before they came into my office, they had never been offered help. That honestly made me really frustrated because there are solutions, they just weren't reaching people. That was when I realized I needed to do more. I went back and I earned my doctorate degree focusing on menopause symptoms and sexual health, and I made it my mission to get this information out there. And that's why I'm here with you today, because nobody should have to live with this pain. One of my patients, Sarah, came to me after years of avoiding intimacy because of the pain. She told me she felt like she was losing a part of herself, but after following these steps, she not only became pain free, but told me she felt like she had her life back. And Sarah's not alone. I have helped countless people go from feeling hopeless to feeling empowered and comfortable again. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you today. I've also created a program that dives even deeper into these solutions, and I'll share more about that later. But for now, I want to give you the 3 steps you can start using this week to feel better. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about what's actually happening in your body, because understanding the why gives you the power to take back control. So, your vaginal and vulvar tissue is lined with something called epithelial cells. Let's just call them skin cells. Estrogen keeps those cells plump, elastic, and full of natural moisture. It's naturally well lubricated and resilient. It's able to move, stretch, and heal easily. In perimenopause and menopause, whether that's natural, surgically induced, or medically induced, estrogen levels drop. And when that estrogen goes away, those skin cells shrink, the lining becomes thinner, it loses hydration, it has decreased blood flow, which, by the way, is essential for arousal, and worst of all, it becomes more vulnerable to tiny micro tears. Micro tears are these tiny rips in your skin that you can't see, but you really do feel them. That raw, sore feeling, that's your skin ripped open and constantly trying to heal. So anything that touches it can feel uncomfortable, let alone attempting intimacy. And it doesn't stop there, because this also increases your risk for UTIs as your body loses its natural defenses against bacteria. The good news is that you can strengthen and protect this tissue again, even after estrogen levels drop, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So, vaginal moisturizers are one of the best at-home tools to improve comfort. They soak into those dry, sore skin cells and help them hold water again. Over time, this rehydrates the tissue, it brings back elasticity, and it makes the area more resilient. Here's what to look for when choosing a moisturizer. You definitely want something that's fragrance free because perfumes can irritate delicate tissue. You also want something that's pH balanced. And there are a few different bases, but it's a great sign if you can find something that's hyaluronic acid based, which is amazing for restoring deep hydration. If this seems like a lot to think about, I've put some product recommendations down below. Here's a routine I give my patients. Apply about a dime-sized amount internally and externally, but this will depend on the exact product you choose. And this is important. Some people have the misconception that this is just applied before intimacy, but actually you would ideally apply it on days you're not planning to be intimate, or at least 2 hours before so the tissue has time to fully absorb it. And it's really important to apply vaginal moisturizer regularly throughout the week. I recommend 2 to 3 times a week to start with for at least 2 months, and then you can experiment with tapering this down until you're applying just about once a week. But this will be different for everyone, and it'll just depend on what your own body needs. The most important thing is to be consistent. You're likely to notice improvement after just a couple of applications, but real results happen over weeks of regular use and being consistent going forward from there. So that's step one to start healing and protecting the tissue. Next, let's talk about what to use during intimacy so you're comfortable in the moment. So if moisturizer is about rebuilding comfort over time, lubricant is about protecting comfort in the moment. And here's another misunderstanding I want to set straight. Not all lubricants are created equal. Choosing the right one for your body and your situation is huge because the wrong lube can actually make dryness worse. So here's a quick guide. Water based lubes feel natural and are safe with toys and condoms, but they don't last as long, so you may need to reapply. Silicone and oil based lubes last longer and are super slick, but they might not always be compatible with toys or condoms, and that's obviously an important thing to look out for. You definitely want to avoid warming and cooling agents and also any fragrances. They can really cause more irritation. So, moisturizer rebuilds comfort, lube protects it in the moment. Now, let's talk about one everyday habit that can undo all of your progress if you're not careful. This one surprises some people, but you can really aggravate dryness and irritation by the way you're washing. The skin on your vulva is not like the skin on your arm or your leg. It's thinner, it's more delicate, and it's designed to stay at a slightly acidic pH to protect against bacteria and infections. When you use any type of soaps, washes, or wipes, they can strip away your natural oils and disrupt that pH, leaving you dry, itchy, or more prone to irritation. Honestly, the healthiest option for washing is warm water only. No soaps, no fragrances, no cleansers. One of the fastest ways to feel more comfortable is just to stop using the things that irritate the tissue. So here's your 3-step comfort plan. Rebuild your tissue health with a moisturizer, protect it in the moment with the right lubricant, and preserve your progress with vulva-friendly care. These steps can do wonders for easing symptoms, but here's the thing, they're kind of like a band-aid. They help with the symptoms, but they don't fix the root cause. Without estrogen, the tissue keeps thinning, blood flow continues to decrease, and the whole area becomes more and more vulnerable over time. This is a progressive condition, meaning it doesn't get better on its own. Unless you step in to restore estrogen, the vaginal tissue will continue to deteriorate. But here's the good news. We can stop and even reverse these changes. At Corla Health, we restore estrogen directly to the vaginal and vulvar tissue. We actually restore this tissue and bring back thickness, moisture, elasticity, and resilience. I also want to point out that this is safe even for breast cancer survivors and patients. And if you're already on a standard HRT, this works beautifully alongside it, so you're treating the whole picture. Here's what you'll get when you join. You'll get a deep dive onboarding session with a personalized care plan tailored to your body and your needs. You'll have unlimited support. Message me anytime with questions or concerns. We'll have regular follow ups to adjust your plan as needed. You'll have access to our trusted referral network. And annual members get free access to our monthly expert workshops where we cover topics like libido, pelvic floor health, and more. All of this is just $69 a month, or if you pay annually, get 40% off and pay under $500 a year. And there's no risk to get started. If you're not satisfied, you get your money back. I am so passionate about this because I've seen the difference it makes in people's lives when they finally get the treatments and the support they need, and I want that to be you. Because this is such a personalized program, I can only take on a limited number of new patients each month. Once those spots are filled, I'll need to close enrollment until I can take more on. So if this resonates with you, I encourage you to claim your spot now while I still have openings. Click below and choose the membership that's right for you. I want you to finally get the care you deserve. But if you're not ready yet, no worries. I've linked more free resources below to help you out in the meantime. Either way, let's get you feeling better.